Okay.
But let's find out how this plays out, because Acno and Blaze, at any given time, I can look at them and say, you know what, you were a favorite to win the tournament. And that's something that hasn't changed for me in quite a long time. Blaze on that classic Olgrim could switch over to the Brynn. I mean, he's basically you talk about the formula, right? Blaze is the reason why Olgrim or Brynn is picked so much in Europe. And then Acno just kind of playing with strong. I mean, he's like the reason why Godly, this is like I keep losing to this Kaya character, right? It's because Acno and Apollo were having so much trouble with him. But it really does seem like, I mean, maybe Acno's the reason why Cross is being picked so much. He's playing with it here in game number 1.
And that's the tough thing, right? Like Acno, Blaze, Coco, Spyrox, Boomy, Snowy even. They're just like certain team combinations where like if you get tagged by any one single attack, you could be comboed in a 5. And that's what makes Acno and Blaze so terrifying. And also part of the reason where I'm like, if Godly and Fozey aren't playing hot enough, like they will fall behind quickly. And currently right now they are in that position. They're not able to find their hits.
Nice hit. It gets a little bit back. What would have been a guaranteed edge guard. Team combo opportunity there, and Acno already canceled downlights. If that hit from Godly overextending, the recovery that would have followed would have taken out Godly at any damage. Like that was a terrifying position. It was a really cool idea from Acno. He goes for the dare. I think that was such an interesting idea. He went for dare, land on plat, downlight to try to catch the bounce off of the ground. That was so sick. But no, Godly, even sicker, gets the dare. Fozey, I mean, that was such a small spacing to miss there. But he saw he was going for it. The downlight follow-up afterwards.
Because like even like 5 more damage on the opponent there, and it might have given just enough knockback to get the timing right.
That's so much damage. Godly gets a 3-hit combo on Axe on both Acno and Blaze. Acno now in the yellow. Fozey goes down to Blaze. Blaze goes in for the down tick, covers everything except above his head, and Godly gets some extra damage on the Acno before he gets sent flying. It's a very deceptive lead for the red team here, and they had to put all their focus on the Fozey. Blaze goes down, and now Acno has got to run for the skies until Blaze can make it back to the ground, pick up a weapon, and stop this damage from coming through. And the blue team may have done what they needed to do. Edge guard, ground pound, weapon throw. Godly goes in to save him, gets stuff recovery. It's all on Blaze now to put this pressure. Acno goes to the side of the stage and goes, all right, Blaze, just disrupt something. Give me an opportunity here with the blasters. I'll make it so that I don't get hit. And he doesn't stop that combo.
Okay, yeah, and that Sarah's going to be enough, and Godly and Fozey 1 hit away, and that should be the game as Dhalsim swings with the Yoga Flames to secure game 1. Fozey and Godly were able to turn that one around. It looked pretty bad in the beginning.
It did look pretty bad at the beginning, but you were talking about when Godly's on it. That damage was so high, 6 knockouts, holy cow. I mean, I know Fozey has got what it takes to be the support and sometimes even the carry that Godly needs, but it's got to be nice when Godly's playing this dang good that you don't really have to worry about how your performance is going, right? As long as you got those setups, Godly's going to get those follow-ups, and that game 1 goes over to the blue team here in the winners final.
Okay, and it looks like they know what their game plan is. Acno and Blaze trying to recuperate a little bit, but great. Man, Fozey's so good at just interrupting the mix of things with these down airs, just pogoing around the stage and getting 2, 3 unanswered pogos into eventually a down tick at the end there. Fozey is playing hot.
In the meantime, though, while Fozey was doing all that, Blaze was getting 1 stray hit at a time. That added up to 5 to 6 on a Godly until Godly's stock was just eliminated. And while Fozey's getting all these nice hits on both Acno and Blaze, they are taking Godly down in the midst of all of this fray. Look at Godly, already so severely damaged on the second stock, while Fozey's trying his hardest just to get 1 by himself.
Yeah, it's tough because Godly needs, oh no, accidentally KOs Fozey there. The last lingering hitbox of that side air just managed to catch Fozey and take the stock, but they're not behind by too much. Need 1 strong blow each to go ahead and bring this back, and they're looking for it. That's 1.
That's 1. Acno waits for it. I love that game of chicken right there. They were just kind of like, okay, who's dash forward, neutralizing first, and Acno ends up taking the bait. Godly gets the punish. Fozey gets the finisher with the Sair, and Blaze has got to be really careful here. You can see Godly and Fozey posturing for that team combo. Godly goes so far off the stage as the gravity cancel on Neutralite, but he dips low, and now Fozey's got to cover his head to make it back to stage because he's so severely damaged.
Oh, and great chase dodge coming out there to go ahead and dodge that attack. This is looking to be extremely close as Godly and Fozey yet again are able to just kind of make things seem a lot more even than they initially looked.
Oh, Fozey
again
slides off with the ground pound, catches his teammate of all players off guard, and Godly goes down. I think that's 2 team knockouts for the blue team going into this game too.
And it's still close.
Yeah, it's close-ish. Let's see if Fozey can hold on to this pretty well, because Godly has been getting hit by Blaze quite a bit. Blaze's axe against Godly seems to just be completely dominating.
Oh, no! That's unfortunate. Godly's sidelight interrupts the dunk that would have taken the stock there from Fozey, but they're still going ahead and keeping this one active. Things are extremely close now as the damage starts to get as even as it can possibly be in just a moment here if they're able to get some hits on the Acno. But now we do have a stock deficit on the blue team as the red team's trying to maintain their lead. It's going to be up to Blaze to try and hang on and just barely manage to survive that gauntlet recovery.
I'm like kind of scratching my head about this actually, because I feel like Blaze, Blaze, I'm surprised he takes all that time to make it back to the stage, just get knocked out again.
Did the down air the wrong direction.
He's so lucky. I mean, it still might be the stock. There's a pretty severe mishap here that leads to Acno's stock. Let's see. I don't have too much confidence that Blaze wins this 1v2, but let's see if he can get on the Godly, because so far that's 2 clean hits. But basically what happened was, that interesting's so great. Fozey hits Blaze off stage. Blaze spends 5 seconds recovering, just to land and get hit by a down sig, and then spend another 6 seconds coming back from the sidekick, bringing him back to the stage. That entire time, Acno's fresh stock is deleted, right? And it's one of those cases where it's kind of like, Blaze, you're so deep in the red that if you make it back, you're not going to do much anyways. You should have just dive kicked off the side of the stage.
Yes,
like
exactly.
And so I think that this match was a direct result of that. He gets hit by that sider as he goes high, and Godly and Fozey, I took a moment to look at you instead of the screen, because it's kind of like, they're not going to drop it.
No, I feel you.
It's going to take a severe mistake for players of this caliber to drop it. And we saw that moment where, like, that was after Blaze spent 3 jumps in a dodge, making it back to stage just to land into a Fozey down sig. And then the neutral sig afterwards, catching Acno, he was so severely damaged. Really well played from Godly and Fozey. And this was a game where they knocked each other out twice, Flambeau.
You know? They just got it like that, I guess, with the way they've been playing. I mean, they start the match off with a team conversion. We see some DI on that second neutral light, but it doesn't matter because at that point the combo is over anyway. So they were just doing that for the little bit of added damage.
Really quickly want to note that Acno is now evidence to me that he was picking Cross for the Blasters, because he switches over to the Barasa, which is a legend that I rarely have seen him pick, if ever, in competitive play. Godly goes down pretty quickly, but this could be from Blaze talking to Acno and saying, hey, Godly is struggling against my axe a lot right now. And that's like what we're seeing, because when Blaze had... before they lost that game too, I was going to talk about how I was like, wow, it's so remarkable to me how much of a read Blaze has on Godly as a player, because Blaze was keeping it close because of his axe against Godly, and this might be like an adaptation that Godly might be vulnerable to the weapon right now.
Okay, and now, I mean, they definitely look a little bit more sizable in this game, but Blaze falls, and now things are back to even stock count-wise. But Godly does have a fair amount of damage racked up here, but this axe play has been immaculate. But look at these blasters from Acno. Doing pretty good.
Yeah, downlight cider hits. Falls down with that dare, doesn't fall through the platform, though would have caught Fozey, and Fozey just staying grounded, waiting to follow up off of Godly. Nice jump with the neutral, like gravity cancel, wake up neutral signature, gets punished. A little bit of friendly fire there as well. And Blaze with that dash jump pivot, ground pound into Sair on the landing. No, goes to the downline instead. Godly's low on jumps, by the way. He does make it back. Fozey's taking a ton of damage too. This is the best the red team looks so far, but I'm still like wary. Like even with this lead, I'm like,
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. I feel like Fozey and Godly have been in this exact same position pretty much in all 3 games and still managed to come out on top here. Is Fozey going to try to recover against Acno?
Okay,
yeah, but it's hard to get around that. It really is. You got to. It's a 50-50 essentially. Is he going to Sair or is he going to down air? And the Sair covers so much more.
Yeah, it covers a lot more, and you can drift back while doing it, drift forward. Spacing on is fantastic. We talked like yesterday about how Blaster Sair with movement speed is pretty nice, but even without it, it's pretty. It
is just like a massive hitbox, especially if you have to recover low and you have to come up at some point.
Oh no, Blaze is weak.
Oh, big drop. Bigger drop from Fozey, and he loses the stock for it, and now Godly has to do the 2v1. We'll see if this one's possible. I don't think the blue team's going to be able to come out on top here, but we're going to see if Godly has something else to say. The answer is no. We're going to game 4. Acno and Blaze managed to clean one up. The swap to Brawlhalla seemed to help immensely.
I think it's the axe. I think that was something that I think I can only do so much assuming here, but from Acno and Blaze, I think they communicate about what they think that certain players are vulnerable to, and Blaze is definitely the kind of player just kind of like, hey, look, I'm playing axe. I know, Acno, you have a good axe. It's working so well against both Fozey and Godly. We've talked many times about how we like axe into Lance.
Yes.
And just think that's a generally good matchup in whatever. And Fozey's been playing a very Lance-heavy Orion as it is. And then, meanwhile, Godly is just going down first almost every single game.
Yeah, Godly definitely going to try to sit back a little bit more here, as Fozey had been doing a great job of playing support in the previous games. And geez, the sound of axe swings
it's never stopped
in my headset.
Godly, however, getting the better edge of it with that recovery, hitting both Blaze and Acno. Blaze goes for the edge guard on Fozey. They switch right back over to Godly, tries to get that landing with the neutral light. And Blaze, even on the way back, was trying to find that nair on Godly off of the hit stun. And a side stick, one of the first to rip from Godly there, connects with the landing on Acno. Godly follows shortly afterwards. Let's see, can they get this knockout onto Fozey? Fozey instead gets the Sarah onto Blaze. And that's a great edge guard as well.
Man, Fozey playing so well with this Rocket Lance. You know, having to deal with the double axes now from the red team, still playing around it phenomenally. And Godly seeming to do a much better job this time around, hanging on and maintaining that stock. At this point in the last game was, I mean, still has a fair amount of damage racked up, but isn't like clearly taking more time to plan the hits. Look at Godly, he hasn't run out of hitbox, and like there we go. That's the first one in like 20 seconds.
I want to call this out. There's some maneuvers that are so cool that Acno and Blaze do. They had blasters and axe, and they both did dash forward. So Blaze did dash forward neutral light on axe, and Acno did dash forward side light, and they both like moved forward, and they just made a mega hitbox that didn't hit each other but covered like everything. And that was just so sick. I've never really seen that. They're just really good.
Yeah, they just understand like the dead zones of their weapons extremely well, and just make so that they can be like so close to hitting each other but not, and then put out this immense amount of pressure but make it hard to punish as well.
Blaze goes in for the wake up gravity cancel downlight, forces Fozey high. Fozey gets the D-light recovery, not gonna knock out just yet. Nice job from Godly. Friendly fire from Fozey though on the down sig, and this is super close. Blaze more at risk of going down than Fozey is, but I'd say it's about equal in terms of the strong hits, and Blaze does get hit by that Lance Dare. I don't know if his recovery was gone. That was,
I think he was charging it at the end, but you know how the start kind of drifts you back a little bit?
Either way, I think back to our conversation from the last game, that's the right choice. The fastball when you have that much damage. Oh, but Blaze just came back and he's like, look how damaged he is. What the heck? What happened to you?
Who? Blaze.
Oh no, that's rough. Godly's in the same position though.
Oh man, this one's gonna be tough. I mean,
nice dare, sidelight, nair, goes for recovery, baby. Fozey's taking Acno on the left side of the stage though. Blaze has got to help him. Nice falling dare, gets the recovery on the way back, and Blaze with the double knockout has brought it to a 1v2. But we see BCX. Fozey wins these, right?
Yeah.
This is us like, okay, Fozey's the most terrifying to play against. Whether it's the Orion or the Zariel, he's got some tricks up his sleeves for dealing with the best teams in 1v2s. Acno and Blaze have got to get their combo starter, and they've got to take it to the bank.
Yeah, they need like a neutral light or a D-light from those blasters ASAP, but I think Acno has an axe queued up. Yeah.
Oh no, okay.
It's going to be an axe team combo though, so they can't get like
They can't go too far, yeah. If you hit with the same move in hit stun, you can DI the other one dramatically. Gravity cancel neutral signature. Acno doesn't get the alley-oop. Fozey's got one more chance, and Blaze goes out there, forces the dodge. Acno gets the landing, and that's game. They bring it to a game 5 with this Barasa Ulgrim team combo, and do a really good job with the two, because that was scary. And it's Blaze, honestly, with the axe, really carrying the team, I feel like. We saw that double knockout there in an edge guard scenario, and then Fozey just couldn't get a hit in.
Yeah, and even this last sequence, you see the forced dodge out of Fozey here by Blaze, and he tries to fastball. And the tough part is there, I think the only way you get out of that situation is you don't drift to the right at all for a little bit, fastball, and then you have to do like unarmed down air to touch the side. It's the only way.
I mean, it's tough because Blaze forced Fozey's hand by going out that far. I was a little surprised, but I was like, man, you're really damaged. You want to risk this? But he did it in a way that forced Fozey's dodge, and then all you have left is the drift.
Yes.
Like you said, you have to drift out far and hope that your dodge comes back up or something. But Acno was out there ready to catch the landing with the neutral light, and that was the game. Now we're in game number 5, on to Apocalypse. Acno taking a ton of damage, uses his dodge. Fozey, it was like rookie mistake. That was like, your dodge is gone, you're drifted to the stage, ground pounds are going to take you down. And that's an early stock off of Acno there. I think that was like an orange.
Yeah, you always, that's going to be just
That's an early stock too, though.
2 bullets to the face.
Oh, and he gets the Sair off the neutral
weapon throw, forces the dodge,
and
but
Fozey, he sees he's sweating. He's done. Godly's in no position to help him.
Yeah, that's tough because if the dodge wasn't forced there, you might have the opportunity to like drift in, do the late dodge, or like maybe even get a GC side sig to get a little bit of extra distance, but all that gets taken away by the weapon throw.
Godly gets that side air, Fozey underneath with the silent himself. Blaze taking a ton of damage here, but I have to remember that he's on his first stock. Acno went down super early and then took no more damage after that. Godly, nice job with that fade back. Doesn't get the Sair afterwards, but Acno could have been in trouble there.
Okay, and things are looking pretty good for the red team right now as Fozey and Godly are trailing behind. Oh, and the ground pound from Blaze is not going to get punished, but that Sair will be enough. And a 2v1 opportunity, won't be able to get in position to Sair, guaranteed, but that's a great punch. He has no dodge for a little while here, and that's why I love that Blaze goes in and hits him with the uppercut, because it buys him time. Yeah,
it buys him a lot of time. Fozey gets the recovery, though, and Acno's been spending his entire
dodge.
stock. I think it's been 20 seconds now.
There, he just holds it down.
Oh, it's like 20 seconds that he was recovering. And then he goes right back over and hits Blaze as well. Godly gets caught in the team combo. A little bit of friendly fire. Luckily, Fozey doesn't follow through with that down light. But a great position for the blue team so far.
Ooh.
Oh,
what a spot dodge!
And then Blaze combos off of it with the gravity cancel side stick. They're insane.
Nah, bro, that's called playing with fire. You should never do that.
He stared at Orion and said, I am going to react to this. That is so crazy.
Wow.
They got the knockout off of it, though. That's why they're one of the best teams in the world.
And now this is as close as it can possibly be. The weapon throws coming up for the save.
Okay. They've got to get this knockout on a Godly, and then it's a dead even game. Game 5, last stock situation all across the board. Can they get it? Godly goes up the recovery. Blaze puts out a risky unarmed recovery. Falling Sair from Blaze here could do it. Godly goes all the way in. There's the team combo, but he dodges. He gets interrupted by Fozey.
2 axes on the screen. Godly's going to be able to pick one up here. And now we have 3 axes on the screen. Blaze
and the recovery! They're incredible! They take out Fozey's stock and a deletion and a gravity cancel follow-up. The Sairs come through. I cannot believe it. Godly, 2 stocks to 2 here, but it's a 1v2, and he gets caught by the neutral light raised up into the Sair and Acno and Blaze. Flambeau, they could do this. They could get this reverse 3. Oh, with the switch over to the Barasa, Godly has to perform a miracle here to stay in the winner side of the bracket.
Yeah, now luckily enough, got probably the best weapon spawn he could ask for while coming back with invulnerability. So didn't get starved. So he actually has a weapon to play with here, which makes this 2v1 a lot different in terms of how better he can maneuver around it. I think this is possible. Godly needs to live up to the name here. Wants to swap over to the axe, thinks he can do the 2v1 better with it. We'll see. It's going to be tough just because, you know, you're throwing out Sairs, yeah, you might not get punished, maybe. But if Acno gets 1 hit, I mean, he's following up from anywhere.
Look at that. Yeah, sidelight and air, and Acno was already in position for the cider follow-up.
Already in orange.
And they know that the way Godly's playing, they're not going to get the classic black hole setup that they're looking for here. Oh, that's scary. That's scary. Godly gets through. He's got some good damage
Blaze
here.
is sweating.
Oh, and he gets the side air. I think Blazers might be down. He's got to be saved by Acno. And okay, the weak hit. When you do the friendly fire, the recovery's not going to do as much damage. He does stop Godly from getting that knockout. Godly doesn't get the blaster. The gauntlet side. Okay, he gets the side stick. Acno more damage than Godly. Here gets him with the dare to recovery. And Godly gets the double knockout. He gets the win. And off of the 1v2, I can't believe it. He beats Acno and Blaze at their own game and knocks them into the elimination final.
Lived up to the name. Tyler, we were talking about this yesterday. I was like, that gauntlet down there, everyone's like, oh, it got nerfed. No. Did you see how he just won that game? Yeah. That conversion did not exist before.
I wanted to see what they did because there was 2 amazing things that